Hey guys, it's Sid Cam and welcome back to another episode of Podcast Babes. Today's topic is going to be social media versus reality. There's kind of a lot to discuss in this video, but not really. I feel like a lot of people kind of might get the logistic of it, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth of the topic basically. How different would life be without social media? Very different. I think that our own beliefs and values would change because we see a lot of opinions and tend to agree with those opinions and thoughts and not really reflect on our own, if that makes sense. So so much of we see online and, Twitter, Facebook, memes, could be political beliefs or whatnot. I feel like we kind of verge to agree with the people and not within ourselves, if that makes sense. Why does social media have such a threshold on people, including myself? I think that technology has become a big thing in life, including our phones. I'm guilty of waking up and the first thing is I look at my phone. When in reality, I should be waking up and, starting my day off and then maybe looking at my phone and seeing what's going on. I just I'm so quick to just look at what's going on for some reason. Now, one thing that kind of does scare me with social media is the AI and fake voices. You could make, you could take... I saw something a while back, and it was President Obama, and it was an AI, and he was singing parodies. It sounds so stupid, but it looked like him, and it sounded just like him. It was the weirdest thing ever. Weird. So there's so much fake stuff that you see. So not believing everything you see is a big thing. Kind of makes you question is this real? Is it not real? Yeah, so half the time you may never know because the stuff that you see looks so freaking real. It's crazy. Our phones are our own comfort now. Yes, I believe so. Because I feel like if you lose your phone, you're like, oh my God, where's my phone? Oh my gosh. And, you use your phone for Netflix or YouTube and it's conveniency. So that also kind of leads to us always being on our phones because we like to watch shows or scroll through TikTok and waste our time. It's we use our media apps as distractions. Say you're on Snapchat and you're watching stories and you get bored. You swipe out and you go onto Instagram and see what's going on in there. And then you get bored and then you go to TikTok so you can just, interest yourself more in something else you see. And then you might switch back out and go back on Snapchat and see what else is going on. It's a never-ending cycle throughout the day. But there's so much more to life than just our phones. That's the thing. Go outside, go explore nature, go do something that makes you happy that day. I think we should really try and test ourselves without being on our phones. There's actually one solid week I did it twice actually, 2 weeks, where I did not have social media. I deleted Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram. And I just had messages. And oh my gosh, what a difference. I loved not being on my phone because I was I had to focus on the present. I had to focus on what was going on in front of me. And I was more aware of reality. I was living it, It's just such a big difference. So you guys should definitely try that. And let me know what you guys think because I think it was a great thing for me to do. I honestly might do it again soon because I really kind of miss the feeling of that. And maybe let's try and reverse it a little bit and have more of reality rather than, just, scrolling through our phones half the time. I guarantee if you go on your screen, anytime it's all right, go, when your parents are go on your screen time and let me know how many hours you're on your phone. You don't want to do it because you are on it for OD long, too much time. How do you think social media affects self-esteem? I definitely think it affects it a lot because people like to compare themselves to what they see and not for who they are, and it's kind of sad. Like, a beautiful human to me is if you're beautiful on the inside. That's it. Like, all you have to be is a true, kind person, one that's caring for others. You're not cocky, but you know who you are as a person. I love those types of people. So self-esteem definitely gets affected by social media, unfortunately, because, like I said, we're always comparing and we see stuff, and it's like everybody wants the perfect hourglass, or everybody really wants this body, or this girl has a really pretty face, like, oh, I really wish I looked like her. But at the end of the day, you are enough. You are enough. And that's it. You are enough. Have you ever felt pressured to post certain types of content? No. Because I won't let people dictate what I post. Why would I let somebody do that, you know? I want to post what I want to post. It's positive stuff. Nothing negative, because negative people are trash. But, I mean, I feel like sometimes you want to perceive yourself in the best way, so it kind of puts a little bit of pressure, but it doesn't dictate what I post, if that makes sense. What are some ways to balance social media use and real life? Limiting your time on your phone. Like, I tried to do like a screen time password to where, like, you know, I can only be allowed on TikTok for like an hour, 2 hours, and that didn't work. So you can try that, but I don't know. I think it's really just forcing yourself to stay away from it, and you know, maybe create a list of things you want to do that day. Like, sit down in the morning, create a list of goals that you want to do and accomplish that day, things that make you happy as well, and get through that list, and then check your phone, you know? Live in the present. Live in the present. Especially family time. I feel like a lot of times when we're out to dinner, you know, I'm guilty. I don't really go on my phone. I watch TV shows, as my friends know. Like, I don't know why I can't eat dinner without watching a show. But, you know, I should be talking and listening to what's going on at the dinner table and interacting. Communication. Communication. We have lots of trouble with communication. I feel like we think that texting is just okay, when, like, if something goes wrong, you should either give them a phone call at that point or honestly talk about it in person, because then you really see the emotions on other people's faces and you can really come to a resolution because you're in front of each other, you're both speaking actively, and, you know, it's just simpler that way. And then communication wouldn't be such a problem, like I'm kind of scared or blah, 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 you know. Communication. Our generation definitely struggles with that because we're so used to our phones. So we kind of need to fix that a little bit. But if you're good with communication, even without the phones, props to you. Props to you. Can social media be used in a positive and negative influence? Yes, 100%. There's people that post a lot of negative stuff out there, which are their own beliefs. But at the end of the day, like, that's not mainly, like, the negative thing. I think, like, bullying, comparison, seeing things that you don't want to see, like, you know, you see, like, say you're on Snapchat and you're looking through a story and a group of your friends are together and you didn't get invited. You're like, it kind of creates, like, a bad feeling. So that can create some negativity a little bit, but in positive ways, people talk about great and amazing things, like environmental stuff, like how our global warming is terrible because of us as people. Like, we become more aware of that stuff, which I think is positive, because I think we need to be more aware of what's going on around us when we're not so aware of it, because we're so caught up on stupid things that don't matter. Like, is something you see on Snapchat or the media going to matter to you in 10 years? now. Like, focus on what's really going on around us. Have you ever had a moment where you realized what you saw online wasn't the full story? I haven't. I'm sure a lot of people have, but one example I could definitely use is the Menendez Brothers. Back then when the case first came out and this was like live and people were living through this case, people thought that the Menendez brothers killed their parents for money. Money. Now, that was not true at all, okay? We all know that now. Even back then, I feel like I wouldn't even really think that because there's always more to the story. It's not everything you see is true, obviously. But yeah, this is an example. A lot of people thought that they killed their parents for money when that wasn't the case. They were abused in tremendous amounts of ugly ways. It makes me sick that they even went through the stuff that they did. But, that just shows that the case, when it first came out, people believed what they saw and agreed with the people that they killed their parents for money when that was not true at all. There was more to the story. How do you think social media platforms could improve to better reflect reality? I think that we can use our platforms to talk about social media and try and veer ourselves off the phones. Trying to influence people to go out in the world and wake up and not be on our phones so much. Be present with what's going on in front of you. Communicate with those around you. Even like a small lunch date. Like, I always love doing lunch dates with my friends and just talking about life. Stuff like that. Being off of our phones can also help us turn into a way better person by setting goals, like going to the gym, taking up time doing things you love. Like, I dance a lot, like hours at a time at a day. So that's really what helps me be off my phone. Like, I have to use my phone for music and whatnot. And maybe I'll look at a video or two of dance. Like, so using it in positive ways to impact yourself in a tremendous way to grow as a human being and be better and a better version of yourself, more so. Do you think people are becoming more aware of the differences between social media and reality? Yes, I feel like this generation really points that out a lot. A lot of people are just like sit backers and just like are like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't care. I like to be on my phone, which is, hey, if you like to be on your phone and you like to, just sit there and scroll or watch YouTube a lot, that's you, But I'm just on here to try and get you to think about it more, if that makes sense. Kind of breaking it down to be like, oh, like, okay, maybe I'll try this and maybe I'll try that, Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. What advice would you give to someone struggling with comparing themselves to others online? Don't. As much as that's easier said than done, don't. Or if you feel yourself starting to compare, scroll. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, you are enough as a human. If you're not proud of who you are, it's a self thing, go work on yourself. And there's nothing bad with that. People work on themselves every single day. You are enough. What you see on the media is half the time is not real. It's fake, edited, fake faces, fake bodies, stuff like that. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. Bullying, I guess it's a big thing, but bullying and stuff like that comes from a deep place of insecurity in themselves. And I feel like that's not really talked about a lot. So if somebody bullies you or, says some really bad hate comments to you online, use it as fuel, okay? I'm serious. Like, there's nothing better than getting hate and showing them, like, what's up. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, like, what's up, let's fight, whatever. but what's up, and as a way of like, I'm still here, I'm still doing me, I'm still proud of what I'm doing, and that's enough. So I really hope this episode kind of makes you think about the differences of social media versus reality, and don't compare yourselves. Everyone, you guys are so beautiful. We are God's creation. Everybody is different for a reason. For a reason. And that's what creates life to be so beautiful, because we all get to learn different things about one another and what their life stories are, and, you know, the differences of lives in general. And we can learn so much from, you know, having a 5-minute conversation with a stranger, you know, because our lives are so different, whether you come from rich or from poor. Like, there's just so much you can learn. There really is. So keep an eye out for that. Always be kind, because you never know what somebody else is going through. That's a big thing for me. It's just always be kind. And you guys are so loved. So loved. And if you don't think you are, there's a man right upstairs that loves you so very much. And it's never too late to turn to him. Always know that. But God bless you guys, and I really hope this episode helped. Much love. Mwah.